Hey y'all, this is Felicia, and today I am making apple pie. As you can see here, I have my apples chopped up. I like to chop mine like this because I like my apples to have some bite to them when they're done. If you don't like that, then you can cut them smaller so they'll cook away more. In the apples, I also have added the juice of 1 lemon. You can see the lemon back here. I just took the juice of 1 lemon, added to that. There are 3 large Granny Smith apples and 3 medium Granny Smith apples, and that is going to be enough for my deep dish apple pie. So next I'm going to put the pie crust into the pan, and the pie crust that I'm using is, for the bottom crust, is going to be a Bakehouse pie crust. I got this at Aldi. They were $2, I think, $1.99. for the box, so $1 a piece. I think that's the price I paid for. I'm not really sure, but I got 2 boxes at the time. And for the top crust, I'm going to be using the Pillsbury crust. I'm just using one of them. They were on sale at Publix, and they were buy one get one. So I got 2 for $5. So that's $2.50 each. So that part. So about the same price. One of the things I like about the Bakehouse crust is that it comes wrapped in parchment paper, so it doesn't stick to itself like the Pillsbury ones can. Anyway, I'll come back with you when I get the crust in the pan. Just wanted to show you how it is wrapped in parchment paper so it doesn't stick to itself and it rolls out really great. And I'm going to just go ahead and put it right in the pan. This crust is the perfect size for this pan, so I don't have to roll it out at all. Sometimes the Pillsbury crusts are a little bit smaller, and so sometimes I have to roll them out a little bit in order to get it to fit, but this one is the perfect size. It fits almost perfectly. There's very little excess to trim off, and I love it. I'm using this, and I'm going to go ahead and add the other ingredients to the apples and fill this up. Okay, to the apples, I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of sugar. About 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. And about 1/3 cup of flour. And then I'm going to mix it all up together. Now, once all of that coats the apples, I'm just going to dump it into the pie shell. I'm going to put about 1/2 stick of butter in there, and I'm going to put the top on it. Okay, here is the pie, the apples in the pie shell with the butter. I told you it was about a 1/2 stick of butter, and I just cut it into chunks and put it evenly over it. It will do its thing. And now I'm going to put the pie top on it. That is, the oven is preheated to 375. This is the Pillsbury shell, and as you can see, this one does not have the parchment paper, so it kind of sticks to itself a little bit. But it's okay. And it is a little bit smaller, but I think it'll fit perfectly. Sometimes I will roll these out. For some reason, these ones are just not quite, I don't know, for me, they're a little bit thicker than I like it. So sometimes I will roll these out a little bit, and I might do that. It's just a little thicker than I like. This is my roller that I'm going to use. It's a Pampered Chef roller. And I'm not going to roll it much, just a little bit. I like it a little bit thinner than it is. It's just a little thicker than I like for my crust. The other one was perfect. I'm just thinning it out a little bit. And then I'll put it over the top. Yeah, that's better. And yes, the surface that I'm working on is a cutting mat, but it works fine for that too. So I'm going to use just a little bit of water to stick these two together, and then I will flute the edges and we'll be done. Just so they don't separate when they bake. Just a little water. Cutting off the excess. And now I'm going to flute the edges. This is how my mom taught me to do it. I know some people pinch the edges. I know some people crimp them, like with a fork. And to be honest, on any given day, there's no telling what I might do. But sometimes when I have time or when I feel like it, I will do a lattice top. I also like to do a crumb top sometimes on an apple pie. Just depending on what particular mood I'm in and how I'm feeling on any given day, how I'll do it. And there you go. Edges are crimped or fluted or whatever it's called. I cut some air holes in there and call it a day so it can let out steam. I ain't fancy. I just get it done, and this pie is ready to go in the oven. The oven is preheated, ready to go. This excess pie crust I will save, throw it in the freezer, and at some point I will use it to make something else. And let's put this in the oven. When the pie is going in the oven, I'm going to put it on this baking pan because it's going to bubble over. It's full. I have it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake it until it's done. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to cook, depending on how hot your stove is. I usually bake mine at 375 degrees, but you can bake it at like 425 for 15 minutes and then reduce it to 350 and cook it for the rest of the time. But I find that if I cook it at about 375, it works out for me, and I can tell it's done when it browns, and then the consistency of the juices inside the pie I literally I look at it to see how it's bubbling. When it's bubbling at a certain and leaves a certain consistency, that's how I tell it's done. And it's hard to tell people what that is you have to just know it because you've seen it. So anyways, I will show you the final product probably in another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye now. The pie is ready. I'm getting ready to take it out, but I wanted y'all to see how it's bubbling. You can see it and you can hear it. That's how you know when your apple pie is ready. Do you see it?